fission. Um, right. So these are these processes to understand something called fission, and the best way to kind of go about that. All right. So cold fission is always going to be better. Even when the world is a napalm bomb at negative 15 degrees, and we entered it, you know what I'm saying? Um, Cold vision is still better. You know, you're better off being cold than going to hell. All right. You know, that's what happened to Nazis. All right. That's like what I am. I killed a bunch of fucking Nazis. All right. And I live here. All right. I was the creation of, you know, cold fission. All right. And then we started creating cold fission. Um, and we started developing things that are designed to combat abrasive things and fire. All right. And we're talking about fighting fire. And we're not going to fight fire with fire. You know what I'm saying? We're going to fight fire with carbon methods, removing contact, and keeping Nazis in fucking hell. All right. Don't you ever fucking raise a Nazi from the fucking dead. All right. Don't you ever start growing the dead, carrying the dead, you know, carrying the gang and spreading the gang. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to take something out, you're going to take something out. You're going to take it out at the neck. All right. You take its fucking head off. All right. You don't spread the gang around. All right. And then you remove the contact. All right. And then that's how the bicuspids and the incisors work. All right. So then that is going to not spread the gang. All right. You know what I'm saying? Um, so it is a long process of understanding deworming, and then life and death, and why it's best not to let an inferior or a ganglier thing be carried on, or you know, ever start. You know what I'm saying? In a bloody pool of cest is where things are trying to live. All right, and we can't let you live in a bloody pool of cest. All right, you know what I'm saying? We don't eat that. We don't share that. That's all. That's process of like hanging something up and then draining the blood out of it, and eating from the healthy tissue and organelle. All right, we don't eat from you know, anything else. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier pathway. It's not going to get in there. It would be people forever sharing in the torturing and suffering of each other, and stuff like that, and then forever embalming each other's flesh. All right, is how Nazis were rolling. All right, incest. Okay, incestuous. All right, so it's important to learn from um, mistakes and stuff like that, and we can't ever return to a hot place in the sun where napalm, and blitzkrieg tanks were cycling, um, in the sun. You know what I'm saying? It was up there tampering, and you can hear that, and we can hear alchemy. We can hear where to go. All right, you know what I'm saying? We can hear that. All right, you know, we can tune our bones and stuff like that. We can hear where the safe places are to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the gym and the iron, um, you know, and understanding, you know, this concept of something that became so radioactive, um, and torturous, forever. It tortured them. All right, it actually it actually made the world, asexual. All right, it made all of existence asexual, and nothing would live and grow. They couldn't cultivate anything. They couldn't farm anything. They couldn't have any agriculture and things like that, because they were sitting there exhuming tombs. Okay, they were exhuming everything in existence already, flying around in blitzkrieg tanks. Um, you know, violating every spiritual law of God. All right, meaning that they're already dead. All right, by the time they're flying around in blitzkrieg tanks and stuff like that, they're already dead. And we actually took all that stuff and sent the charges right back at them and peeled their wigs back. All right, skull and bones and teeth weren't there no more. They got their wigs peeled back. All right, and that's a Native American type thing too, um, which is part of my ancestry as well. And I don't take no shit from something that's like a Nazi or a cave dwelling fucking devil that just keeps showing up, you know, or a guinea. All right, you know what I'm saying? There can't be a bloodborne enemy in existence. All right, if you're gonna fight with me, I'm gonna peel your wig back. All right, and you ain't gonna have any skull and bones and teeth no more. All right, you know what I'm saying? It's just a law, all right, of God. But anyways, God also, honors me to, um, share my thoughts in my, my adult. The only conversation that I want to have with people is adult time. All right, you know what I'm saying? That's enough of their Nazi fucking bullshit. All right. The only conversation we can have is adult time. All right, and it's time to behave like adults and understand what people have to like try to live through. And a long history of like bones and teeth and what's going on, what's going to be carried and stuff like that. Um, well, that's the point. Is like we're banned from being cannibals and engaged in mutiny. You know what I'm saying? But I can fight a cannibal. All right, I can kill mutiny. You know what I'm saying? So that's the exchange there, um, of how that would always be, something that would be a threat or a problem or something like that, and then that is actually how I am designed in the double helix and stuff like that to correct, patch, bond that, quicker and faster and learn faster and faster every 6 seconds, like a good marksman is, you know, with a Gatling gun. All right, and bang, 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 bang. Okay, bang. It can't be coming from under the fucking grounds. All right, you can't be living like that. Dead carrying dead because it's a felony. All right, it's a felony that actually um, carries the maximum penalty for the death sentence. All right, so it's already been served. They already got their fucking wigs peeled back, and that's it. All right, it cannot return.